Hello everyone, Kat here, and today I have a yoga practice for when we're feeling uncertain or for when we're feeling anxious. So a lot is going on in the world. We are at a precipice of hopefully good things, but we are still feeling anxious. Many of us are still feeling really uncertain about times ahead. So we're gonna get comfortable. We're gonna find a spot on our mat. We're gonna really zone into our heart, zone into our bodies. Let's get started. We're gonna start with something called alternate nostril breathing. So I need your thumb and your pointer finger on either side of your nose. You're gonna breathe in. Use your thumb to block the right side of your nose. Breathe in through the left side. Cover the left side. Breathe in through the right side. Breathe out through the right side. Breathe in through the right. Switch. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. Feel your body relaxing. This calms the nervous system. If you're feeling a little stuffy, that's okay. Also very good for the sinuses. We'll do it 3 more times. Two more. Last one. Now that we are feeling calm and grounded, we're going to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Another grounding technique on top of alternate nostril breathing, where if you only have a few minutes, you can ground back into yourself, feel a little bit better. So what are 5 things you can see? Look around your room and I want you to say out loud or say in your head 5 things you can see. For instance, I see myself in the video camera. I see a lamp. I see a light. I see my little guy Way, and I see Tractor Ted on the TV. 4 things that I can touch. I can touch the mat in front of me. I can touch my soft scrunchie. I can touch my cheeks, and I can touch my hair. 3 things that I can hear. I can hear the washing machine. I can hear the little trolling of Tractor Ted in the background. And I can hear the settling noises of our house. 2 things that I can smell. I smell a little bit of cleaning product from my mat. And I smell some sausage from when I was making breakfast this morning. And 1 thing I can taste. I can still taste a little bit of coffee. Okay, so now we're going to get started. I hope that you're feeling grounded. If you're feeling a little silly, that's perfectly fine too. The point of this practice is to feel better. It's not to look anyway. So for our first series, my quote for you is, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. We're gonna start with mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet grounding into the floor, hands spread, energy going through our fingertips, energy pressing down through the floor. When I let go of what I am, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Breathe in. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. 1 more time. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. We're gonna step into a warrior 1 pose. So our feet, I have 1 foot pointing forward, 1 foot at a 45 degree, hands up above me. Nice, strong, stable warrior 1. One of the best things we can do when it comes to grounding and anxiety reduction is to build some heat in our body, feel our body, ground into our body. Because it's when we're stuck in our mind and not in our body, not living in our body, that we often start to feel the most anxious. Beautiful job. Holding that nice, strong warrior 1. For 1 more breath. And now we are going to open into a warrior 2. I have 1 leg going forward. I have the other foot pointing out at the 90 degree. One foot forward, other foot 90 degree, facing my back wall. Deep breath in. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Hand goes back, reverse warrior. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're gonna come forward, straighten that front leg, triangle. One hand up, the other hand down. Nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. You can do verbal sighs if that feels really good. That's another way to reduce anxiety. Now that back foot is gonna pop in a little bit, face forward. We're gonna come down over into a pyramid. Feel your strong body, feel your strong legs, and let go of whatever's holding you back. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Now, another part that's important in addition to grounding when it comes to anxiety reduction is pushing our comfort zone. Exposure therapy, exposing ourselves in small ways to what makes us uncomfortable. So we're gonna come up into a warrior three. We're gonna lose that grounding for a second. Arms can be straight above, warrior three, or out to the side like airplanes, however you're comfortable. Grounding through that foot, and bring it forward. Tree pose. Again, embracing the discomfort, embracing the lack of balance, pushing both legs equally into each other. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. 3, 2, 1, and folds forward. Grounding into our feet, feeling that heat in our body, appreciating our strong bodies for everything they do for us. And rise up, tall mountain pose. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Back to the side of your mat. Now our right leg is going to come forward. Our left leg is going to go back, or whatever leg we didn't just do. 1 foot forward, the back leg at a 45 degree. Hands up. Nice strong warrior. Breath to movement. Using your breath to get deeper into the pose to ground. Getting a little lower if we can for 3, 2, 1, and open into a warrior two. You'll also find in these poses, just like in life, we get really uncomfortable right before a change is about to happen. We get really uncomfortable in our poses right before we're about to switch poses. We get really uncomfortable in our life before big changes and beautiful things are about to happen. Reverse your warrior. And straighten that front leg. Triangle. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And pop that back foot in a little bit. Pyramid pose, fold over that front leg. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Get ready to embrace that discomfort. We're coming into warrior three in 3, 2, 1. All your weight goes into your front foot. It doesn't matter if we stumble. It doesn't matter if we lose our balance. It matters that we come back into it. Fall 7 times, get up 8. Find your balance, find your comfort in the discomfort. Embrace the shake for 3, 2, 1, and tree pose. Leg comes up, pushing that leg into our strong, stable, grounded, standing leg. Embrace the discomfort. Embrace the feeling that comes along with change. 2, 1, and forward folds. Amazing job. That's the end of our first series. Worry, our second series quote. Worry often gives small things a big shadow. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna walk out into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Ground into those heels. Worry often gives small things a big shadow. Lift that left leg up. Open up through your hip if it feels comfortable. Roll through your ankle. And step the foot forward. Whoop. Forward lunge. Drop that back knee. You're doing amazing. We're in that forward lunge, grounded through our knee and our front leg, grounding into the floor. Worry often gives small things a big shadow. Push your hips back for a hamstring stretch. What are you worrying about right now? What's on your mind? Take a quick self-audit. What is getting in the way of you having a nice day? What are you giving a big shadow? For me, it's usually my to-do list. At the beginning of the day, I feel the weight of everything that needs to get done within the day. And it feels, come back forward, walk that leg out, pigeon pose. You can choose to come down or stay upright. It feels really overwhelming sometimes, even with the best intentions. It feels very overwhelming, and I often give the amount of work on my plate a big shadow. And all that does is it makes it feel like I have even more on my plate. Drop forward into that pigeon now if you're comfortable. Breathe into your hips. Our hips hold a lot of emotions, especially anxiety. So give yourself some time here. Worry often gives small things a big shadow. What are you giving a big shadow by giving it all of your worry and your attention? 2, 1. Give that hip a circle in both directions. You might get a crack. And push back into child's pose. Let your body relax into the mat. From that child's pose, we're going to push up into a tabletop and do some cat-cows. Drop your belly forward. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, some of the things I'm worrying about are really big things. And that's also true. Worry often gives big things an even bigger shadow. Just because your worry is a real worry does not mean that you worrying about it is not giving it more space in your life than it needs to have. Push up. Downward dog. Right leg up. Open through the hip. Something I can think of right now. Come forward, lunge. As a soon-to-be mama of 4 is giving birth again, the postpartum period, I know that worry is real. It's scary, it's overwhelming. Physically, it's challenging. Recovery is hard, so I can't tell myself that that's a small worry. That's a real worry. But by giving it so much space, by giving that fear so much space in my mind, I'm allowing it to take over in a way that it doesn't need to. It's one day. I've done it 3 other times. So even with the big worries, push back into a lunge. Even with into a hamstring stretch, even with the big worries, really try to see if you can make that shadow a little smaller. Pigeon pose. Everyone has things going on in life, but we shouldn't let our worries and our hardships steal our joy. You can choose to come over. Three, 2, 1. Feel that hip releasing. Worry often gives small things a big shadow. Come up to that tabletop. Give that hip one big circle, both directions. And then child's pose. Toes together, hips go back. Nice opening through our back. And now instead of our tabletop, we're gonna come into an up dog. Open through our lower back, our hips, our spine. Get a little shake through those hips before we move on to our third series. You've survived a lot and you'll survive whatever is coming. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot and you'll survive whatever is coming. Let's bring ourselves into a downward dog. Walk the hands up, the feet up to meet the hands. And let's drop into a chair pose. Right here. We're sitting back into our heels. We're grounded. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot and you will survive this. Whatever worry, whatever fear that you're experiencing, you will make it through. Let's drop back into our heels a little further and twist. Take a second to think about all of the times in your life you thought you were not going to make it. All of the experiences where you thought, other side, twist. All the experiences where you thought, I am not capable. I am not good enough. I am not going to be able to do this. Back into chair. Bring your toes out a little wider. We're going to slowly bring ourselves down into a deep yogi squat. Feel free to grab a block or a bolster. Keep thinking all those times you thought you were not going to make it through. And then remind yourself that if you're here right now, you made it. You made it through all those things. So what's to say that the new obstacles in your way are going to take you down? You've made it this far. You are going to get through. Twist. Open to one side. And the other. Now from that squat, we're going to come up into a forward fold. Now think about all the things that feel like they're going to take you down. What in your life right now feels unbearable? Bring those legs a little wider. Wide-legged forward folds. What mountains are you in the valley of right now that you are unsure if you're going to make it up? Now, what tools in your tool belt have you acquired to make it through that? Walk your toes back. And we are going to bring ourselves down into a seat. Okay. Get yourself situated. Butterfly. Feet come together. And we are going to lean over those feet. What tools do you have in your tool belt that you've acquired from everything else you've made it through that can help you in this season? Take a minute to think about it. What strengths have you had? What strengths do you have? 2, 1. Awesome. Bring one leg over the other. Twist. Other side. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot, and you will survive this. And the best part of yoga, we get to lay down. our last quote for our last series. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Make our way down onto our back. Pull the left leg in. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Perspective. A good old dose of perspective. Like we said before, everyone has things going on. Everyone has fears, hamstring stretch. Everyone has moments in their life where they are unsure if they're going to be able to make it through. But maybe you need a perspective shift. Maybe you need to talk to a friend, seek out a therapist, a religious person in your religious community, a trusted friend, and you need to share with them what's going on in your life so that maybe, just maybe, that change in perspective can give you a new view of what's on your plate. Maybe a new recommendation can help you see that while things may seem pressing and challenging now, that is not your fate. That is not where you need to be ending up. You don't need to stay stuck. So how can you change your perspective to help change the things that you're looking at? A big perspective shift that I've done recently when I feel like the world is starting to get a little overwhelming and overbearing is changing I have to I get to. I have to cook dinner. I have to clean the house. I have to exercise. I have to drink water. I have to. What about I get to cook dinner with the food that I have in my house? What about I get to clean the house that I get the privilege of living in? How about I get to pick up after my kids because they're happy and healthy in here? So try that perspective shift for yourself. I have to I get to. Will it change everything? No. Will it fix everything? No. But I can tell you, single leg stretch on the other side, it'll really help with gratitude. And it's very hard to be grateful and anxious at the same time. So give that a shot. When you're feeling ungrateful, when you're feeling anxious, when you feel like nothing in your life is going right, take a minute to think about 5 things that you're grateful for. Not silly things that you're really grateful for. And use that as a little antidote to the anxiety that you're experiencing. The goal with anxiety is not elimination. Just like with other emotions, anxiety is meant to propel us forwards. But it can't do that if we get stuck in it. We need to be able to utilize it, to use it as a sign that, hey, my perspective is off, or I'm not caring for myself well enough. Spinal twist. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot. Oop, wrong one. We can read that one again too. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Beautiful. I want everyone to find their final resting pose. Find a comfortable place on your mat. Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm going to make my way into a seated position. If you have baby on board and laying on your back for a long period is not super comfortable, always feel free to come into a seated resting position. You can also find a place in a chair if that's more comfortable. You can go into the fetal position on your side. But let's just get comfortable. I would like for you to close your eyes if they aren't already, and we're going to go into some grounding positive affirmations. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, I am safe and in control. Deep breath in. I am safe and in control. Deep breath in. I have done this and I can do it again. I have done this and I can do it again. Deep breath in. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Deep breath in. I am strong and resilient. I am strong and resilient. I trust myself to navigate through this. I trust myself to navigate through this. I am capable and confident. I am capable and confident. I take things one day at a time. I take things one day at a time. I inhale peace and exhale worry. I inhale peace and exhale worry. This feeling is only temporary. This feeling is only temporary. I am loved and accepted just as I am. I am loved and accepted just as I am. As we're coming to the end of this practice, I want you to think about all of the ways that we counteracted our anxiety and our uncertainty. Alternate nostril breathing. The 5 things you can see, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. Gratitude, a 5-item gratitude list. Moving our body and grounding into grounding postures and balancing that out with balanced postures, because life is not always going to let us stay grounded. We need to be able to adapt. Positive quotes. And lastly, positive affirmations. Take some of this throughout your day. Utilize it throughout your day. And I promise you, you will start to feel a little bit better. I'm proud of you for showing up with whatever struggles, whatever was on your heart today. You've got this.